rising, loves. This is the altar spread for the collective consciousness today. So the sacred geometry that has shown up today, we've seen this many times already. The calm withins, the spiral. And so what this is really calling you to do is to steady your breath, to find peace within you, to stop looking for the validation of calmness and love and beauty outside of yourself, because it all exists within you. And when you create that calm, you'll experience that calm in every scenario outside of you. And so this card actually directs us to look at this image. So if you want to do a screenshot or pause the video in this exact moment, you can meditate on this image. And I'm trying not to tremble. Sorry, I'm holding it. Okay, so just breathe deeply and easy, and remembering that deep breath always starts beneath the navel. The lobes of our lungs are huge, and so that deep breath always starts low, and then you bring it through the stomach and chest. And when you actually breathe deeply and oxygenate your body, the shoulders and neck are not involved in breathing. And it's actually like a light switch for the parasympathetic nervous system. And so you get the beautiful shot of chemicals that our physical body makes, oxytocin, serotonin, and it just feels phenomenal. But then your body enters this state of repair. And that's how you improve your immune system, your wellness. And so just try to breathe deep more often. And it'll make that calmness easier and start quieting the mind. And it's a process. The second card that showed up was Earth, but this Earth showed up in the reverse. So it talks of a disconnect with our host. And I've talked about this before, like connecting with the trees and connecting with Gaia, Mother Earth. And you can do that by staying in a good exchange with the elements. Exchange is how we should be even with the other humans and the animals that we share this space with. Exchange is mutual reverence of give and receive. So, for instance, with Mother Earth, I am always picking up trash. So if I go and I'm hiking, I always pack in a bag so that on my path outside of wherever I'm at, I'm always picking up trash. And if I go to a store, there's always garbage cans outside of a store. So I will pick up trash in the parking lot on my way in parks. It's my way of saying thank you for being a gracious host. And this is how I stay in exchange with you. You can also do that by cultivating plants, getting your hands in some dirt, making offerings. Those are all ways to stay in exchange with Mother Earth. If you want to stay in exchange with the wind, hang wind chimes, wind socks, and acknowledge her. Acknowledge her when it is windy. And listen to the beautiful music she makes through the boughs of trees and how she cools your skin on a hot day. With water, before the water even hits you in the shower, say thank you, I love you. All water has already been proven to have memory. This was scientifically proven. And water is ancient, older than us as humans, for sure. And so that water, if you really connect with water, just soaking in the tub, she can share that wisdom with you of all of your past lives that you bathed or you drank her. Our bodies are mostly water. She's the easiest element to connect with. And don't be flushing chemicals and shit down the drains or down the sink. And These are all ways to stay in exchange with water. I make offerings very often to natural bodies of water, so you can also do that. That's another way of staying in exchange. And for fire, I make offerings to fire all the time, and I light candles. And this is how I stay in exchange with fire. And so just be more mindful of your hosts and who we share this space with. So being in the reverse, it's telling you, have you slipped into this selfish mindset where no one can actually know anything outside of what you know or your experiences, and you become so rigid that even when you experience something new, you want to already name it and know it. And so showing up in the reverse is saying, get back in touch with your connectedness and really know that you don't know a whole lot. Now, Sodalite, it talks about the journey, and I don't have a piece of Sodalite. I thought I did. I have Sunset Sodalite. So this is the Sunset Sodalite. And so Sodalite doesn't have the beautiful rust and red in it. It's just blue and white, but it looks almost like an earth image. It's got the blue and white, just like on the card. And what its message is to allow your inner voice to guide you. Now, a lot of people think the voice in their head is themselves. The voice of your intellect and ego is not you. That's programming. So I get asked a whole lot, like, how do you tell the difference between that inner guidance of your higher self and that incessant chatter of the monkey mind, the programming, the intellect, the ego? And here's the difference. The programming doesn't know anything about the present moment or future. It is only based off of things that have already occurred. So if it's constant goal orienting, it'll be based off of something that happened in the past. Okay, so you have to do this, you have to complete this. This must be done in order for A, B, or C. If it's time traveling to the past, it'll say, remember this, you weren't shit. I should have, could have, would have done this. That's the intellect. And you can hit backspace, delete on that shit, because it is literally just like a database. And it is not you. It is not you. It is not you. That is not you conversing with you. You wouldn't even let your closest friends talk to you the way that the programming will talk to you. The programming will always talk you out of something. It will berate you. And the reason why is because the intellect was only ever meant to be a tool in the human experience to help us navigate and communicate. It's like a calculator solving number problems. The human brain is meant to solve human problems. So it saves information so that we can avoid situations again. But unfortunately, it saves it in a very dysfunctional way. Very dysfunctional way. So, for instance, if you had a teacher who was very nasty, told you to shut up, you wouldn't then look at her and save it in your intellect like, wow, I need to avoid people that fit that MO in the future because that's a nasty human. You then save that as, she's right, my voice isn't worthy of being heard. So you see how dysfunctional that voice is? Whereas the voice of your higher self, your intuition, will always come as sparks of inspiration, motivation, support, love. And it usually is accompanied with tingles and vibration, especially if you've allowed your body to relax with the deep, calm breaths. because that actually prepares the vessel of the earth suit to hold the higher vibration of the soul, which is the real you. And the real you is what creates that inner voice, the higher self voice, the inspiration, the intuition. And that's what Sodalite can help with. And so the circle cross of Tenon, the rare intersection of human and earth, this talks about us as humans being the conduits of the cosmic energy into this material realm of earth. And that we are meant to create a beautiful existence, and we are supported in that. And so don't discredit that. Don't discredit your intuition and experiences. And so even though you may not feel aligned, you are. You are completely aligned. And you are always perfectly where you should be when you're there. And so, yes, some people are further progressed in the ascension process than others. They're older souls, they chose different experiences. No one is better than anyone else. No one is worse than anyone else. We all just are. So we are one, even though we are not the same. And for some reason, we were taught that saying that is very self-centered, arrogant, egotistical. And that's fucking bullshit. The ego will say, I am here and you're not, so I'm better than you because you can't be here. No. The spirit will say, I'm here, you're there. But you could be here and I could also be there. But it's cool that we're not, because we're completely aligned and we're both magnificent. And that is actually what we are supposed to be saying. We are meant to amplify our own magnificence, to speak it into existence, to recognize it, to honor it, to validate it for ourselves. That has nothing to do with ego. I know a whole lot of fucking people are triggered by me saying that guess what? We are all one, but you are not like me. So many people are triggered by me saying that. I've even had people reach out to me to have this conversation. And I was like, what part of that is ego? Did I say that you can't be? Did I even say that you're not magnificent? Did I even say that you're like everybody else? No, you are uniquely magnificent too. But guess what? We are one. We are the beautiful, rare facets of one big whole. And there isn't anyone like me. There isn't anyone like you. That's fucking phenomenal. And when we really own it, that's how we return to unity consciousness. Because then we truly recognize there's no competition. And then we can really honor everyone from where they're at. I wish everyone could see themselves how I see them. I wish it with everything that I am. And that's my prayer. It's been said. Thank you.